Hey Donna.
Hey, Greg, not good.
Well,
Disappointing.
welcome Laker fans to the Purple Blood Laker podcast for Laker fans by Laker fans. We're reviewing game 20 against game 19 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I feel like if you only accept wins from your team, you're being unrealistic. I thought that we played a good four and a half, I mean, 3.5 quarters, 3 and 3/4 quarters. We left the game winnable until the last 2 or 3 minutes. Um, we made a lot of mistakes by our oldest veteran and our youngest rotation player to lose this game. And, game 19 in the season, I feel like those are fixable issues. I'm not as depressed as I have been about those three losses in a row. This loss to me I can accept against, the at least second best team in the league.
Agreed. But it's just disappointing because it's winnable. And
Definitely
to
winnable.
me, that's what I wanted to see. And we still have time in the season, but what I wanted to see this season was Lakers winning those games that are winnable, no matter who they're playing against. And we can't seem to figure out how to win those games that are winnable games, how to snatch them, how to figure out how to get it done. And again, we started out slow, but we had a good second and third quarter, and then we didn't have a good fourth quarter. So it's
Well, we
disappointing and a trend. AD again, he had a lot of assists, but he only had 15 points. Bron again had 12 and 5 turnovers. Our team is so top heavy that we can't afford for LeBron and AD to score 27 between the two of them and try to win a game. It's just not, the numbers just don't add up for us. And then AR, who's our third best player, got hurt early and he only had 11 points, 5 turnovers again. And our big three, as we say, had 36 points. Their big three had 69 points. So if we can't match the other team, we just don't have enough off of our bench and other players that are going to fill in when those guys aren't doing what they need to do. And so it was just disappointing. We played a good defensive game. We held them to 101.
Yep.
You hold a team to 101 and they're number one in the West. You should at home, you should have to figure out a way to win that game. And we just haven't figured that out. And I'm getting just a little disappointed because I thought that was going to be kind of the difference this year. It happened early, and now it's the same trend. We can't figure out how to beat good teams. We stay close, but then we can't figure out how to win.
I
So,
almost thought we were going to blow the third quarter again, but we finally got it together. The
yeah,
first few plays were disturbing. But I think of it as less the Lakers lost and more Oklahoma City is a really, really good team, and they figured out a way to win a game that a championship contender figures
yeah,
out a way to win.
true.
And so I agree with you. The disappointing fact that I've been saying all year, we're not a championship team right now,
No.
and that's why there's some trades looming that we'll get to on the rumor section that it'd be hard not to consider under these circumstances. But
Yeah.
we got a lot from we got some consistency. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Dalton Knecht, 20 points again, six
Mm-hmm.
rebounds, 4 assists, 0 turnovers. Efficient shooting, 6 for 13 from three. Um, you can't ask for more than that from a rookie.
Nope.
If
Nope.
he's going to give us that every night, then lock that piece down. That's good. We're
Mm-hmm.
good over in the Dalton Connect area. Going over to Max Christie, 2 for 3. He missed his only three, 4 for 4 from the line with a rebound, only one turnover. Um, I thought he played well until the last minute of the game.
Yeah.
Fouling uh, SGA
Yeah.
with less than a minute to go was a losing play. And he looked like he initially didn't know why everyone was mad at him. And that was a little strange.
Yes.
Cam came in, gave us 2 fouls, and almost gave us a offer across the line. He just tried 1 3 and missed it. but for
Yeah.
13 minutes plus 2.0 means he must have been putting in some work on the defensive end.
Yep.
Gave Vincent 1 for 1. We want him more aggressive in 14 minutes and 34 seconds. I've already written him off
Yep.
with Jackson hurt again.
Yes.
Gabe's going to get those minutes again, but when Jackson comes back, I'm hoping Gabe gets down to there's time left in the game, and we're just going to give you some time to get your body warmed up or whatever. But then moving up, D'Angelo again, 17 points, 9 rebounds.
Rebounds.
D'Angelo Russell with 3 assists, 2 steals, but the 4 turnovers.
Turnovers. Yeah, that was bad.
That was part of what killed us. You take away 2 of those turnovers from either Austin, LeBron, or D'Angelo, and you got an even better chance of winning.
Right.
Austin couldn't shoot it. Did some good things otherwise, but the 5 turnovers, deadly.
Right.
Um, and then, so I won't go through the rest of the list, but I thought, Max, D'Angelo, and
Mm-hmm.
Dalton showed up in ways that we need them to show up,
Yep.
in ways that I feel promise. I feel
Yep.
like if they're going to continue to produce like that, then we're going to have more nights where AD and LeBron come through for us, and
Yeah.
we're going to be winning those games.
Yeah.
We got 93 points, and you're right. If we got 20 more points out of AD and LeBron combined, we're in
Right.
the range where we want to be.
Yep.
We want to be a 120 point scoring Laker team like the old school Lakers.
Yep.
Um, all right. So what's your well, my dog of the game, I'm sticking with I'm gonna be consistent and say LeBron is gonna have to stop with the 5 turnovers.
Yep.
This time he's jumping up in the air and landing on his feet and then getting mad at the ref for noticing it.
Yeah. But the
It's
refs usually don't call those. They called them 3 times. I was shocked. Three traveling calls. Usually they don't never call traveling, but still, he's got to get the turnovers down. And now his scoring is down. So he hasn't been able to at least score 20 some points with 5 turnovers. I'm a little bit easier on him, but 12 points and 5 turnovers, unacceptable. Period.
so you're agreeing with the dog?
I'm agreeing with that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're on the same page. I'm shocked.
Yep.
What you got to do something about this, Brian. All these we keep hearing about what a smart
He's,
player you are and
yep.
how your experience helps us and everything like that. 5 turnovers is absolutely unacceptable. I mean,
Yep.
you're getting all these triple doubles. That's great, but if you're moving towards quadruple doubles where you're getting 10 turnovers,
That's
that's
right.
directionally wrong. So
He's got to figure it out what he's doing. He's trying to make he always says he's trying to make the right pass, but I don't know what he's doing because he's been averaging 5 turnovers probably the last 5 or 6 games. So it's not like it's just one game. Something is going on. He's not reading. Something is happening that he's averaging 5 turnovers the last 5 or 6 games. So that is not good. And you only scored 12 points. You basically gave all the 12 points up because you had 5 turnovers. So you
yeah,
were really at a zero tonight. And so we needed you in the 20 something point range and we needed AD up there. And neither one of them, I think they did a lot of double and tripling teams again on AD and LeBron. That's when you have to step up. I mean, we could have got 20 points out of you. We would have won this game. So I don't know what's going on, but I don't know if they're getting tired from the Olympics or teams are just keying. I don't know what's going on, but it's not good.
it's not good, and it's not like he's out there running up and down the court. He
Right.
takes his breaks. He brings the ball up because he wants to. He's still doing that ISO stuff, and more than I'd like to see. But that doesn't, he's the Bron that was expending a lot of energy was throwing pinballs, bowling pins out of the
Right.
lane because he was knocking people over. And we're
Right.
not getting that, Bron. We're getting the pull up and shoot a three as soon as you see an opportunity to shoot a three, Bron.
Yeah.
And he went 0 for 4 from three.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with him.
I don't know. He's got to fix it.
It looks like energy, and that's why I'm so glad that Dalton is continuing to play well
Yes.
because that
Love
that
it.
that energy is gonna help us out quite a bit. AD
Yep.
played 37 minutes, gave up 18 rebounds to the other center, who was a
Yes.
second string center who nobody even knew could play until last year in New York.
Right.
And once again, he's leaning more towards our basket than theirs. And
That's what I'm wondering. What's going on? I don't know if it's the tired legs now from the
yeah.
Olympics, and then the way he was playing so hard at the beginning and dominating. And, I don't know if it's trying to catch up with him, or I don't know what's going on with him either. This is second game.
Now let's
But
see. There's one thing that I've been watching with him, and I'm going to see what it looks like now. It's the fourth quarter shot taking.
okay.
And I'm going to start tracking this with AD because I'm watching this guy and I'm not too sure. One shot in the fourth quarter.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
This is normal for AD.
But it hasn't been normal this season. And that's what the difference was. But it seems like you said in the last couple of podcasts, we're going back to what we did before. And one of the things was AD not getting shots in the fourth quarter. And
How are you
that's
an
not
elite?
good.
How are you an elite player? How do you want to be a most valuable player? How do you want to be, top 10, type 50 all time, and you take one shot in the fourth quarter? Why aren't you pissed about that?
I know.
Demanding the ball. LeBron took the
Right.
most shots, five, and,
Right.
and he only made
Right.
one.
I don't know what's going on with him. I got to watch him,
And
these next games and see. This is two games in a row.
and
So
and
let's see if it's becoming a trend. Is he fighting for the ball? Is he not getting it? Are they double, triple team? What is going on with him?
and our rookie took five shots in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He don't care. He's like, y'all gonna give it to me, I'm gonna shoot it.
Yeah, that's right. And
And
AD he got to create it. AD, go get it, ask for it, do something. You got it. I don't care if you go 0 for 5 or 6 in the 4, but I need to see you shooting. One shot is in it. It's just
and put some
unacceptable.
put some pressure on the defense. Go
Right.
try to get to the foul line. Try to get your opponent in foul trouble. We've just given up on all of that.
Yeah, I don't know
And
what has happened. I
yeah,
don't know if he's just giving out. Like I said, I don't know if the Olympic is hitting him now or what's going on, but he ain't got no help because Jackson Hayes is out for another 2 to 3 weeks. So you're going to be playing bulk of the minutes at the center position, and you better start getting that ball and doing what you were doing earlier in the season.
tied with Austin Reeves for well, LeBron played 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. I think that's unacceptable also. Bron should be getting 6 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, usually they don't bring him in like right at the beginning.
So like 4 minutes have gone off,
I know. I don't
or
know why he played
five.
so many minutes.
But AD and Austin, 7 minutes and 38 seconds. One for one and one for two. Not gonna
Yeah.
get it done. D'Lo
No.
played 6 minutes in the fourth quarter, made two shots, and so all right.
Anyway,
So positive takeaways.
D'Lo, 17 and 9 and 3. I think we got our D'Lo back.
Yep.
He was 3 for 6, I think, from the 3-point line. He looks confident. He did have the
Well,
four
let me
turnovers, which
it might
weren't
have been
good, but
give
he
that.
looks like the old D'Lo. This is the third game in a row. He's had 15 or more points. So I'm happy with that. And like you said, Knecht seems to be consistent, and even Christie. So those three seem to be consistent now. It's just our starters are lagging, but hopefully all of our starters were negative in the plus minus. Is that crazy? All five starters?
Yeah,
That
it's
is
crazy.
crazy. Yeah. So they got to get themselves together because we used to say, oh, the bench wasn't doing nothing, but now our bench outscored their bench again. And so the starters got outscored. So they've got to figure it out.
Especially in a close game, you don't want to see that.
Yeah.
We lost this game by 8 points, and that's worse than it was. With 2 minutes to go, it was a 2 3 point game.
Yes. Yes.
So oh man,
I don't know.
frustrating.
It's disappointing.
Yeah. But I say through the first three quarters and half of the fourth, we competed against an
Yes.
excellent team, a team that's
Yes.
really hard to guard, a team that's really tough and gritty.
Tough.
And I was enjoying the game. I was enjoying
Right.
the way we were playing, and I've steeled myself for the fact that we might lose this game against a really great team. And when we lost, I said to myself, well, we can't win them all. And sometimes you lose a game where you give it a good effort. And
Yeah.
as a team, that's where we left it on the floor.
Yeah. So it wasn't one of those. It wasn't like the Orlando Magic game for me that I was pissed.
Yeah.
This one was just disappointing because we had that opportunity and we didn't cash in.
Yeah.
So, but we did good things. They're the number one team in the West. We played well against them. We toe to toe until we start making mistakes down the stretch, which are disappointing, but I'm gonna stay hopeful that eventually, as the season goes on, we will begin to win some of these games because we're competing, but it's not showing at the end because we're losing.
I wrote down some notes about the game, and um, let me just go through those real quick.
Okay.
Um, what's the right game? Yeah, this is it. So I thought we had a nice first half, and we should have had the lead. Um, but we were down by two or something like that.
Yep.
We started the third quarter with a D-Lo turnover. It's like we forget that this is a team that has active hands. We are the
Yes.
laziest, most just bounce the ball and assume that it's going to the
Right.
team in the history of the league. We've been this way
For a long time.
back before Bron,
Yeah.
and Bron brought that same mentality and put it on steroids because of his usage.
Yeah.
Rui had a turnover. Uh, And then
Rui was
Bron
upsetting
had
as
an
well.
isolation fadeaway, and I think he made it. But the cool thing was Rui actually moved to the center of the court again, like we've been wanting him to do. And then Bron had another ISO fadeaway that he missed, but that one was at least after a swing. So we were starting to get into our offense after four plays where things really went horrible for us. So that's what I meant by we started the third quarter in a way that looked just like all of our other third quarter.
Yes.
Um, and then Bron to connect for a miss. We got an offensive rebound, and then we kicked it out. We swung it and kicked it over to D'Lo for a three that he made. Rui passed to Bron. He couldn't get it, so he tipped it out to Connect, and we hit that three. Then Connect comes in for a dunk. So just tracking our offense, it was moving.
Yep.
AD drove to the lane, missed a layup, but he was fouled. Um, and I thought in the third quarter we were playing excellent defense. And I thought that I wrote a note, Connect is no slouch. This guy is not a shooter exclusively. He is a
Right.
baller.
He's a baller.
And he's going to shake this defensive um vulnerability tag before the end of the season, in my opinion. I think you're going to see him playing. He's court aware.
Hmm.
He's a good team defender already. Again, we kept talking about how much coaching he's had before he got to the Lakers.
Right.
And I'm really like at the 17th pick, we did really well getting this guy.
We did.
Then Bron traveled, and then Bron got an offensive foul, and we closed it down 71-69. We were up 66-69 before those two turnovers
You
from
can't keep leads. Like JJ, I remember hearing JJ say, we're horrible at the end of quarters. We don't end quarters well.
period.
Period. We
Uh,
don't.
in the fourth quarter, D'Lo got hot. Uh, Cam was in to start the fourth quarter. Rui did two tip outs in the fourth
Mm-hmm.
quarter
Mm-hmm.
that I keep telling you that this guy is paying attention on the rebounding side on both sides of the court, and it's impressive. He only had five rebounds, but three of them
Mm-hmm.
were offensive. But Rui is coming. We also didn't get any calls
No,
in this game.
no.
And in the fourth quarter, I wrote down, man, this is a tough team, and yet we rebounded with them well. I think we tied them in rebounds. They just
But
beat
they had
us.
a but they
They
had a
got a
lot
lot
more
of offensive.
offensive rebounds than
They
we
got
did.
a
They had
lot
like
of offensive boards. Yeah,
15 of them. Yeah.
yeah.
That were killer. Those are killers in a close game because then you give them another shot.
Uh,
That's what kills us.
yep. And it's deflating.
Mm-hmm.
And you've talked about that before.
Yeah, it's deflating.
Connect hit back-to-back threes. Brown
That
got
boy is a baller.
um uh earlier. Austin got ripped. Um, Yeah, we dribble and pass as though the other team is not there. And when you play a team with
Right.
hands, you're gonna pay for that.
Right. Like
Uh,
they don't know our plays. I mean, like they don't scout us.
right.
It's crazy.
So and then of course Christie, this will be a learning experience for him. I
Yeah.
think of him as a rookie given how much he's played. So
Mm-hmm.
so I can accept mistakes
Yeah.
from Christie.
And the fact that he was in the game at that time speaks volumes that the coach trusts him.
Yep.
Even though he made a mistake, but he was in the game at crunch time. So That's a
when I
positive.
saw that he was in the game and the game was so close, I found
Hmm.
myself wondering if that was a good move. And it turned out I'm not gonna say that I would have done better in that situation as a coach, but I did wonder what he was doing in there. Because but I guess it was who was not who
Was
was
it
it
Austin Reeves?
because he was hurt maybe his
Yeah, because he was hurt.
primary
Oh, he took a nasty fall. I was surprised to see him back in there.
yeah.
That fall was ugly.
But that would put D'Lo on the court, not
Or
Max.
maybe they had him in for defensive purposes because they have a lot of guys that are like 6'6", 6'7" in that range. Then maybe
Yeah.
he had him in there defensively.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah,
SGA is a big dude.
big dude,
Yeah,
big guard, and
yeah.
he plays at his own pace. You can't speed him up.
Hmm.
He knows exactly to get to his spots. He's just that guy. And he got his normal 35, 36 off of us. And I thought we did a decent job on the other guys. Nobody else went crazy. So I just felt like it was a perfect opportunity for us to win a game when they weren't at their best, to me.
Who's that guard out of Dallas, and he's back in Dallas now. We got him from New Jersey, Brooklyn. Um,
Um,
he looks like my cousins. A veteran guard that was with us last year.
Spencer?
Yeah, he had a block in the playoffs, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
I need Cam Reddish to give us a play like that in the fourth quarter.
I think
As
Cam
big
Reddish
as
is
he is,
done. I
huh?
think he's done. I think Cam Reddish is done. I don't think we're going to get any more out of him.
Disappointing because he was really coming.
Yeah, and
In
the
that
coach
college year.
rewarded him by starting him.
Yeah,
And he just to me, it's just I don't know if it's a mental thing or he's just like I'm just going to focus on defense, forget offense, and it's just been disappointing. His minutes are less and less, and it's disappointing because what we get no points out of him or 2 points or something in this
we
game.
got 0 points, two fouls,
Yeah,
one shot attempt.
yeah. So and you're on the bench and you're taking one shot. I can see in the starters because you're kind of the fifth option, but when you're coming off the bench, we need you to get a couple of more shots. He just won't
13,
take them. Even if the
thir-
ball goes to him, he's just not. I don't think he's confident or whatever it is. But man, if you're on an NBA team, you need to be confident. I don't care if you're a minimum guy. When you get your chance, you need to get out there and off. And JJ's an offensive coach, so he wouldn't mind you being aggressive, but he's just not that guy. So
I don't see the beautiful
disappointing.
cuts that I saw those first three games. I just don't see
Mm-mm.
it anymore especially on the bench. It's the D'Lo show,
Yeah.
and before that it was the Gabe Vincent show, and that was disgusting.
Yeah,
Uh,
the D'Lo show. We need 15 plus out of him. And Christie's being consistent. He had 8, so 8 to 10 from Christie consistently and some good defense. I'll take it.
yep,
But then you're not getting anything from anybody else on the bench.
and
Jackson Hayes was our energy guy. Now he's out again.
yep, yeah.
It's just
Okay,
horrible.
NBA
But anyway,
rumors. I've been hearing about Laker trades.
yep,
Some are just stupid. I heard
yep,
about uh was it Williams, the guy in Portland, and Grant uh,
yeah,
for our usual suspects, plus draft pick or something like that.
yeah.
Um,
It's crazy stuff.
but the thing that I heard that seemed actually quite reasonable to me was Marcus Smart for D'Lo and um, uh,
Hood Shafino,
Hood Schifino. You saw that one?
that ain't happening.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't do it.
No, because I think it was a second round pick or something in there too, because they gave up 2 first rounds, I think, to get Marcus Smart from Boston. And you think they're gonna take our stuff and no draft picks, no first rounds? Ain't
Just do it for
happening.
one first rounder.
I would. How old is Marcus? 30, early 30s? I
One would
take it.
think. Yeah, yeah.
Depends on how many years he has left on his contract.
Yeah.
I would to be able to that because if you get him, that opens up at least opens up another spot. You get rid of 2 players, that opens up. We don't have any spots to bring anybody on that may be out there. We don't have any room.
Mhm.
So a 2-for-1 would work. And Marcus Smart is, defense. He would help our perimeter defense, and he can hit that open three.
Yeah. That's a move I would make to rid ourselves of a guy with starter money and that we're begging to give us production off the bench.
Right.
Um,
So that would be great, but I don't think Memphis would do it without a first round pick.
mhm. Okay. I'd hate to give up that pick though. I don't think there's anything that would make me give up those picks because I don't believe in Bron and AD anymore. And therefore I need those picks for the Lakers' future. I don't want to sell out because I don't see us winning a championship this year. The West is just too
No,
stacked.
no. But you have to start building for the future. So when you make these trades, do you think, okay, that guy's going to be here, is a guy that we can depend on? And Marcus Smart's too old
He's too old.
now.
There's too
Yeah,
many. There's too many 30-year-olds showing you that they can't with the ankles and
yeah,
they just can't do it anymore. And
yeah.
paying him all that money, it never makes sense. He's a $20 million guy. No way.
No.
We've been down that path. We need someone young, 6'9", 7'4" wingspan, named Jalen, Jason, or Jaden.
And there's a bunch of them out there, but we can't get them. We
I
can't
said
get
it
them.
every podcast.
We just have to keep developing our young guys
Yep.
and just hope that we can get some trade that may bring us in another young piece.
Yes.
But it is what it is. And
Getting more injury-prone veterans to make Bron and
yeah, we
AD.
don't need any more. No.
I think Rob is right to hold the line on that stuff.
Yeah, I think so too. Some of these things I'm seeing the 27th and the 29th pick. I'm like, are you crazy for Jeremy Grant? No, Jeremy Grant's in his 30s too. They're not enough of a player that's going to make a big difference on this team. So
And
I saw
that
Trey Young trade. Trey Young is killing right now.
Trey Young has a net plus minus of negative 198 over the course of his career. I don't think he's ever had a positive plus minus game.
But
I
this
don't
year,
want him.
man, he had 22 and 20 assists. I'll
I don't
take it.
want him. I don't want him.
I'll take him. He's still young. I would take him any day, but I don't want to give up a whole bunch for him. But if I could give up one draft pick and get him, give me him.
Nah, I don't want him.
Give me
I
him.
want it. I want a player that can play defense. That thinks that it's an okay thing to do to play defense. I don't
How
want.
many guards that you know play any defense that are point guards?
Mm,
Alex Caruso. I'm talking about star point guards.
SGA did a pretty good job last night.
But SGA he's a big 6'6", 6'7" guy.
Exactly. Those are the
But
kind of
who how
guys that
many
do well
how
on the
many
Lakers.
6'6", 6'7" guy point guards are around?
Well, we had our
Not many.
best time as the Lakers. What we had a point guard that was about 6'9".
We go get what's his name? Have you seen Ron Harper's son that
No, I
plays
have.
for Rutgers?
That sounds interesting. I remember hearing about it
That
when he was really,
kid,
really young.
that
So,
kid can play. Dylan
okay,
Harper, you got to watch him.
okay,
He's 6'6" at the
yeah.
point.
I like
Killer.
I like Scottie Pippen's son as a guard on both sides.
Yeah, his
I
son
like
is
it
playing in
too.
college now.
No, the new one, Scottie.
Oh, the young one. Oh, yeah, we
The
had him and
we
we
had him and let him go.
let him go. Yeah,
Not
but I'm
enough.
talking about a big guard like 6'6", like Shea. Dylan is 6'6", long, can get to the basket, shoot the three. They said he might go first in the draft, or it's between him and Cooper Flag, but he's up in that conversation. He's only a freshman. So yeah,
Hey, let's pay attention to him. I like it. So
yeah,
so so how are we gonna beat the Jazz?
beat him at all costs. I don't care how it happens. AD and Brian got to have a bounce back, and everybody else got to continue doing what they're doing. But we just
Keep
have
it.
to beat them at all costs. I don't care. I don't care what happens. We have to have a win. Period.
I,
No ifs, ands, and buts.
I like the balance on this team, and
Our
if
team?
yeah, I want AD up over 25 because
Yeah.
be elite, man. Stop
Go
being
back.
regular.
Yeah.
But I want Bron to admit that he's 39 years old, and I'll take 15, 20 points from him.
I
I
take
want
more like 20.
consistency of the rest of the team stepping up, and I think that when Bron leaves room, we got the kind of team that can fill that void.
Yep.
When he feels compelled to do everything, I think we suck as a team. And so I think I'd like to see a really big team effort against the Jazz.
Okay. Double figures for all starters.
That would be awesome. And let's get Rui in double figures for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get him. When he's in double figures, it just changes the whole dynamic on the first because we know what Connect's going to do. We know what LeBron and AD are going to do. AR, I don't even know if he's playing against Utah because he took a pretty nasty fall,
Has
but
to.
we've got to get him back in the fold. I mean, he was doing really well now. He's kind of gotten down to 11 and 12 points and turnovers. So we got to get him back in the flow, being positive, doing the things that he can do. We got to get him back going. I don't know what's been going on with him lately, but
The
we
good
need the
news
old
about
AR.
the good news about him is he's still getting his own shot. We're not setting up plays for him, and somehow he still shows up with 11, 12 shots. And I love that about him. So he just got to make them.
Yeah, he's just got to make them. But
All right, Laker.
he's going to be fine, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
All right, Laker fans, this is the Purple Blood Lakers podcast for Laker fans by Laker fans. We got the Utah Jazz coming up. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers. We'll win.
We will.